Clara Bramfeld.
A shame, the triple toe loop. Going for it in combination, I think. Oh. Double axel.
She did well to hold on to that. Her shoulders are completely gone on the takeoff.
And that the best she's done so far, triple Salchow.
One of the most difficult step sequence we've seen. All the turns anti-clockwise, which makes it a lot easier. Some good positions in that final combination spin, perhaps the rotation a little slow. So it was 29th place last year in these championships for Clara, and I'm not sure she's going to finish an awful lot higher this year.
It's good triple Salchow in there and some nice steps, and the presentation was okay and the choreography too, but didn't really inspire you. And this, of course, the most costly error at the start, going for the triple toe loop, double toe loop, that being the easiest combination really. The toe loop, you already being partway round the circle on the takeoff, makes it easier.
She didn't really have enough snap at the beginning of that toe, didn't make the full 3 turns. Here's a Salchow, back inside edge on that left foot, right leg through. She could have taken the leg through a little bit more, would have given her a bit more height. She'd have got a cleaner landing, but as you rightly said, Nikki, probably the best element of the program. A little close-up of the footwork. Good Choctaws.
And it's to see the boots take so much punishment, particularly in the free skating with the blades catching them, and she's put tape over the heels so that they still look brown instead of wrecked. It's good, it's good.
So she slots into 10th of the 12 skaters that we've had so far. 2 judges have her in 9th place, but it's 10th at the moment. And she'll be struggling to make the cut because 24 skaters will make it through to the free program. Presentation marks obviously a little bit higher. First set of marks reflecting the fall at the beginning of the program. So 10th, 1993. Struggling to find a form, but with Some great programs this season, choreographed by Igor Bobrin. This is Kristina Zarko for Hungary.
Great combination, lots of speed. Triple toe loop, triple toe loop. Dug out the triple lutz.
She had tremendous speed into that and really had a delay on the takeoff.
And a long, high double axel.
A little bit short on the rotation on the layback spin there. What about that? Well, she's been inconsistent in practice, but she got it together when it mattered. Certainly the best performance that I've seen from her. Kristina Zarko from Hungary.
Me too, by far the best performance she's done in a championship that I've seen. The quality on the opening elements too was excellent. The program holds your interest. It's a different girl.
Certainly is. It was a cracking combination. She was flying down the center of the rink and got down in the knee on the takeoff. There's her father who coaches her back home in Budapest, Georgi Zarko. There's that triple toe. A monster. That first jump down in the right knee, drives the right leg through for the second one. Good elevation on that as well. See, hanging onto the toe rake, but she gets a running edge. That is worth a good mark.
And you can see the concentration in between those jumps. These pictures are great, getting us in tight. And even to making sure she held the second jump. Her experience, she knows that she has to let the judges see that everything is just foot sure and perfect. Loads of length on the double axel.
A real like that. They've obviously worked very, very hard through the summer months. And a marvelous improvement there from Kristina Zarko.
And it just takes half a second or a second, just that holding position on the end of the jumps, which makes it so much more impressive.
Now it'll be interesting to see what the judges do with her. She's not had the best of seasons so far. 5th in the La Ligue Trophy. That was her best result. 9th in the NHK Trophy. 6th in the Russian Cup. So a bit of a dilemma, I think, for the judges now. What are they going to do? I think possibly in behind Arina Slutskaya. Let's see. Indeed she is. Well, the Swedish judge has her down in 5th place. That is very harsh indeed, but the majority have them in 2nd place. That's where she goes. The French judge has her down in 3rd, behind Lavrenchuk. But Kristina Zarko, Splits, Slutskaya and Lovrenchuk. Second place at the moment. And the competition is hotting up. Beaming smile, tremendous performance, and a very proud father sat alongside her. 5-3, 5-4, 5-5, 5-4, 5-3. Didn't have a great time in her qualification, qualified in 6th. She needs to hold it together in the free skating section now. So now to last year's bronze medalist, now 24 years of age, from Moscow. One of my favorite lady skaters. This is Maria Butrskaya. Just taking her time, very sensible indeed. Won a qualification round, and she's been Russian champion for the last 3 years. In good form here in Paris. But it's the next 2 minutes and 40 seconds that counts.
Flip, missed. Great expression from the first moment of the program right into the jump. But that will cost her very dear. And just made the loop, triple loop. Double axel, but even problems with that, the jump's not working today. A lot of speed, but not a lot of content in the first half of that step sequence.
Well, bitter disappointment for Maria Butrskaya. I was expecting a little more than that, and I'm sure she was too. Wonderful style, she looks great out there, but today was not her day. The triple flip she was struggling with in the 6-minute warm-up prior to the performance. And a look of dismay on her face. She must feel very despondent indeed.
Yeah, I don't think she can quite believe it. And not sure we can either. Nothing was really working properly out there after that first jump. She has such quality in the presentation. But really, even the double axel was causing problems.
Certainly was. Here's a look at that combination again. no knee bend with the right leg once she'd done the spot, so not a lot of height on the jump. You can see her landing on 2 feet, just hadn't got the time to go through with the landing. And the end result there for all to see. This is where she really does excel. The spiral sequence was good. And to think that she beat Slutskaya in the national championships. Slutskaya in the lead of the competition at the moment. Maria would have come out and felt that she had a real chance of taking this championship this year.
And on the technical content, she could end up being very low.
Yes, here's one of the easiest elements, the double axel. You can see no knee bend at all. She's gone down with the body, but that right knee not working at all, and the skate struggling to hang on. I have to say, I don't think that's one of the best programs I've seen from her either. I didn't really enjoy the choreography. Such an artistic
there was one little look to die for, but apart from that, it didn't really have what she normally has. I mean, the music's great and it fits the costume and everything, but it just wasn't happening.
Well, the mark's coming up, and she doesn't want to sit in the kiss and cry area. A frown there as she sees that 7th placing up on the boards.
And the reason she's looking up is because there's the scores that are shown into the arena up high.
And bitter disappointment. A whole year's work ruined.
Second mark.
Presentation marks obviously a lot better, up to 5.8 from the Swedish judge.
5-8, 5-2,
So it's 7th place at the moment, and still a lot of skaters to go.
5-5, 5-2, 5-6.
Just about at the halfway point now.
Russia.
So it was a silver medal back in 1995 for this lady, 23-year-old Olga Markova from Russia. Another skater with incredible musical interpretation, and a touch of the Torvlandines now as she skates to Bolero.
Triple Lutz, the hesitation for the toe loop.
She's going to get a deduction of at least 0.2 there for that error on the combination. Did very well to get the second jump out.
Disaster. The loop after the step sequence, not happening at all. Double axel. That had a nice quality to it, as does the skating.
Great use of the edges through the step sequence. So two very big mistakes for Olga Markova. That's interesting, isn't it? There must have been a little bit of a battle between the Russian camp. Markova second in the national championships, Butrskaya the champion, all trying to keep ahead of Arina Slutskaya, who went out and put in a brilliant performance early on in the competition. She's put the pressure on these two, and it's Slutskaya that leads, and Markova and Butrskaya really not in the frame now.
Artistically, you know, good program. There's some good expression in it, but it is costly. Triple Lutz.
You can see just fighting to hang on, trying to keep the left foot off. It goes down to give her the momentum to get the double toe. Well, all credit to her for getting the double toe out, but a big mistake. And the mistake as well on that loop jump, just singling out. She got the tension on the takeoff all wrong. There it is, left arm back, no commitment. Shoulders went before everything else, and nothing she could do about it. Such a pity, isn't it? Because the work that's gone into the choreography of the program is immense. She looks so good out there.
And there's that step sequence with the focus point in the middle. Judges, the skaters always looking towards the judges as stage front, of course. And that's what she can do. Quality double axel. And the spins were good. Last combination spin in particular.
Well, last year she finished down in 11th place, and the year before that won the silver medal. In the previous year, it was the bronze. She must have come here really thinking that she stood a chance of getting the gold, and this short program is a do-or-die situation. You make a mistake like that, and really you're completely out of contention. Got to be on the top four, or unless your name's Alexei Erminov, where the top six will do. Look at that, down in 8th place behind her teammate Butrskaya. Hard to swallow. 4th from the Swedish judge, Leda Bayanova, which was a splendid effort, considering this is her first Europeans. Now, see if she can hold her nerves together here.
Well, she took an awful long time to get ready for it. Triple Lutz, a little turn, and then the double toe loop. Well done. A lazy takeoff into the triple Salchow.
She looks very relaxed indeed, doesn't she?
There's the double axel.
Beautiful control on the landing of that. Well, what about that? That really has thrown the cat amongst the pigeons. She could only manage 11th in the Junior World Championships, but she's come out here, one small error on the combination. Marvellous effort for the 18-year-old from Finland, Elisa Dry.
So good jumps to spins, a little bit off centre, could have been a bit better, and she needs to work on the arms to get a bit more grace in those in the presentation. But concentration and technical content was there.
There's that triple lutz, you can see, not the commitment at the end. She could have got that free leg out, just not quite enough self-belief. But all credit to her, because you can't imagine what it's like to skate in your first European Championship. She's come here, probably didn't know quite what to expect. And this, a good footing, a good foundation stone for the future. There's the axel. And this was a cracker. Good knee bend and really showing control, holding that back outside edge.
See the arms again, just not really doing anything to add to the performance. That's better, but you know, really she does need to be presenting out more. And once I'd seen her do the technical stuff well, I noticed that was becoming more obvious, that there was a lot of space for that. There's the Salchow, and again, very strong.
Really was a good jump. Well, if she can take a leaf out of Kristina Zarko's book. Zarko burst onto the scene with all the technical ability and has started to mature and now found a new presence out there. If Elisa can do that, who knows? She could do with a few more screws in her blades, actually. I just noticed there in the pull-up spin, there's only a couple of screws in the blade. That's risking things a little bit. So, where are the judges going to put her? A little bit of a dilemma.
First mark.
So, 9th place. Well, they haven't done her any favours, have they? That's really for the overall performance of the programme. But she mustn't be despondent, because it was a tremendous job. I mean, she's ahead of Yulia Vorobieva, a seasoned skater, Susanna Sved, who's been in this championship many, many times.
Second mark.
And just behind, Olga Markova and Maria Butrskaya, former European medalist. So she's done a good job, and she'll make the cut for the free. That's the main thing.
5, 4, 6, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 0, 5, 1, 4, 7, 4, 5. Thank you.
Sur la glace,
On your eyes.
Alina Fibian, Suisse.
Switzerland.
So now to a skater I haven't seen before. The Swiss national champion. She beat Lucinda Roux at nationals. This is 15-year-old Anina Fibian. Qualified in 14th place.
Triple loop, double toe loop combination. Good triple Salchow. In the spirals. the double axel. She's skating really well.
Marvellous. A fist in the air then from Karl-Heinz Zitterbach, her coach. He was living every moment of that 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And his pupil didn't let him down at all. 15 years of age, remember, her first European Championships. That was outstanding. Annina Vivian from Switzerland. Great to see new faces coming through, isn't it, Nikki?
Real talent, exciting prospect. Lots of grace and flow over the ice. Really confident on the jumps. Nice choreography. The spiral step sequence was great. The layback spin. That was a lovely performance.
Well, she seems totally unfazed by it. Look at the reaction on his face here. He's in there with her. 3 turns on that triple salto. That'll do for him. And a little bit of a smile there from Annina.
Nice hat.
There's the takeoff for the double axel. A little bit of a skid there on the way in, but that gives you the tension to make the 2.5 turns. Hanging on to that toe rake as the left leg goes back. These really are critical pictures. Here's the loop, back outside edge, 3 turns in the air, good position. A bit late with the knee bend, that's why she had to lean forward so much. Now really, I hope the judges go with
look
one
at
of
the
these.
centering. Yeah.
I think that was the flying back sit at the end of the program. I really hope the judges go with her because she's done a great job. Although the maturity is not there, and the presentation obviously could be better and will get better as she matures and finds her confidence. But she didn't put her foot wrong.
And it is the elegance and on the ice and the ease and the flow over the ice which I like.
Really to show you what sort of a team effort it is, doesn't you? When you see that expression with the coach, such a team effort from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
So it's 9th place for Annina. And that pushes Alisa Dry from Finland, the previous skater, down, but behind Markova and Butrskaya. I find that a little disappointing because there were very few deductions in that program. Still, she's made the cut for the free, that's the important thing. And we'll get a chance to see her again tomorrow. So now the crowd starting to liven up. A lot of support for this young lady. And there's a couple of thousand people in the stadium now. And a big roar goes up as Laetitia Hubert takes to the ice. Well, she's been injured for the past year. She's had 2 knee operations, and this is her first major international competition since competing in the World Championships back in 1995. We wish her the best of luck.
Triple Lutz. The combination won't count at all.
It's a shame, she seemed to catch her edge just in the last couple of feet of that back outside edge before the toe went in.
triple toe loop, and there was a delay before the takeoff, and the rules say there shouldn't be, so little deduction there. Good double axel. Well, what a pity. Super program. Good she can smile about it, because for a moment I thought she'd got that Lutz at the beginning. She made the 3 turns, she had tremendous speed, but just not quick enough on the landing to hang on to it. Laetitia Hubert, very graceful in defeat. I think getting back into the thick of things, she's not sparkling at the moment. This wasn't her firing on all cylinders. So it was a good program, but didn't sparkle for me. I think he strangled that duck during the performance.
Well, he's had a rough week, Jean-Roland Raclay. His pair lost their bronze medal, didn't they?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the week, and here's that combination. Back outside edge, toe in. Made the 3 turns, I think, yep. Just not sharp enough for that right arm at the beginning. Here's the triple toe. I think you're a little harsh commenting on the pause at the end of the steps there. I think she used that just to check the position. There it is again. I thought it flowed off the steps quite nicely, but the sport is so subjective. Good job we're not down there on the judging panel. Layback spin. I didn't see any deductions on the spins. Here's the double axel. This was good. But it's good to see her back. And she's got a real battle on her hands with Vanessa Gusmeroli, who is a real talent and goes in the next group. She'll be second to go. Oh, they've put Laetitia ahead of Anina Fivien. And I have to say the speed across the ice was obviously a lot better, but Hubert slots into 8th place now, just ahead of Olga Markova. So she in fact splits the Russian pair. Maria Butrskaya in 7th. Behind Surya Bonali. 3rd in the Nations Cup. Fantastic performance. This is 18-year-old Vanessa Gusmeroli from France, and her music from the soundtrack of The Mask.
Triple Lutz double toe loop, just the 2 feet catching.
Well, in fact, it was a double loop, and that left foot was very, very low.
Triple loop that time.
That was a cracker. Good speed across the ice and very, very sharp on the landing.
Lovely double axel.
Well, this is inspirational stuff, and the crowd right behind her.
Loads of life, great timing.
Well, at last, the French have something to shout about in this ladies' competition. Marvellous, and the French flags flying high. Vanessa Gusmeroli at her best.
And she really seems to react well to skating on French soil, having a lot to prove and going out there and doing it.
Well, the crowd got right behind her, right from the word go. A dicey moment on that combination, but she hung on in there. The other elements were brilliant. Now, I don't think that she'll finish ahead of Slutskaya, but...
Chris, I don't know. I thought the Swiss girl would be higher than she was, so in this one, I mean, I liked the performance, but it didn't, in parts, it didn't have the strength to me of some of the others, so I'll bow to your wisdom here.
Right, well, it was definitely better than Saria Bonnerly, who's in 4th place at the moment. Yulia Lavrenchuk made a mistake. She's in 3rd. I'd have her in 3rd place. I loved it. I enjoyed the music. I thought the expression was great, particularly at the end there. Once all the elements were out of the way, she really went for broke on the presentation.
Yeah, the music was great for the crowd, and the expression and the steps. It's very, very good. Professional and loads of life and energy.
Well, she's got better as the season's gone on. Started this season in 7th place in Skate America, pulled up to 4th place in the Lalique Trophy in this very arena, and then went to Gelsenkirchen, won the bronze medal there in the Nations Cup. All of those events, Champion Series events, and not bad for a lady that was the French national water skiing champion, eh?
All-round athlete.
Well, the judges taking their time. It's a bit of a quandary. Where are they going to put her? Well, look at that, into 2nd place, ahead of Kristina Zarko. The Croatian judge actually has her in 1st place. The Swedish judge down in 9th. I can't quite understand that. 4.6 for the required elements. Well, must have been watching a different program. But it's 2nd place for Vanessa Gusmeroli, behind Arina Slutskaya, ahead of Kristina Zarko. And that means Saria Bonnerly, the 5 times champion, moves down to 5th place now. So now to the Slovenian national champion, in fact 4 times champion. This is 21-year-old Moja Kopac. And her music entitled Bustin' Surfboards and Surf Rider. It's from the soundtrack of the movie Pulp Fiction.
A lot of speed going into the triple loop. Not missing that and the second part of the combination. Little stutter there too. Needs to steady herself now. Triple toe. pulling out the double axel.
Well, that was a pity because we saw her perform that same program in the Nations Cup, and it had a lot more life to it. I think after the mistake at the beginning of the program, she really lost her confidence and lost that sparkle. That's Moja Kopač from Slovenia.
Yeah, for me it got slow in the middle, a little sluggish. Maybe, you know, the conditioning isn't quite there for this part, you know, this part of the season. Maybe she's not quite got it right. It's a good idea for the theme, but after this missed combination, just didn't really fly.
It's a common mistake that on the triple loop. The right foot just a little bit too far behind her, and consequently her weight wasn't over the skate on the landing. Yeah, it's all a little bit muted, and the danger is when you choose a bit of music with so much pep to it, and you're a little bit down, a little bit flat, it all looks worse, doesn't it?
Emphasizes it for sure. And particularly skating after somebody who's just been putting loads and loads of energy into it, there is that big comparison.
Well, bit of disappointment because capable of an awful lot more. She won the Golden Spin in Zagreb last year, 7th in the Nations Cup, and performed well there. 15th in these championships last year. And she's been 3 times 20th, was 18th in 1993, but a leap of 5 places last year, and she would have been looking to build on that, but she goes into 15th place at this stage, and there's still some better skaters to go. Her placings there ranging from 11th to 19th. Finish judge putting her down in 19th place. Her own judge into 14th, and she can't bear it. From Czech Republic, 22-year-old Lenka Kulovana. This is her 6th time competing in these championships. The Czech champion. Her music entitled Romance for Lenka. Planning to do the same combination as Kristina Zarko, the triple toe, triple toe.
Yes. Well done.
Well, that was tremendous because the first one was a little off shape, but she dug in hard on that second one. She's a beautiful style.
For Salchow, no hesitations going into that. And there's the double axel. So graceful. Well, a clinch of the fist there at the end from Lenka Kulavana. So often she's promised so much. 5th in the European Championships back in 1991 and 92. But since then, she's never been able to regain that sort of form. But back to top form in 97. Marvellous stuff. She can hardly believe it. That was a really lovely routine. She looked so calm and confident when she went out there. Great elements. But it is the grace as well, isn't it? She's lovely to watch on the ice. Well, it was quite something, because a colleague of ours, Joan Hannipol, was saying at the beginning of the competition that Lenka Kulavana could go out there, perform this triple toe combination and be right up in contention, and she's done just that. Well, that was out of the top drawer, wasn't it? She did it, an exact replica in the warm-up. Renewed confidence. The trouble is that she doesn't have all the big jumps in her repertoire, and wherever she finishes on the short program, she's going to drop in the free. She just can't compete with the big jumpers. Here's that Salchow. Great to see her performing well. And that was a lovely jump as well. The steps going into it just flowed very nicely. Yeah, great position, swan-like. Well, the Salchow doesn't carry quite as high a tariff as the loop or the flip, but the triple toe combination, very difficult indeed. And beaming smiles from these two. Now, I hope the beams remain once the marks come up. Not quite sure what I would do with this one. Maybe 4th or 5th place. 5th, maybe, behind Levrenchuk. Certainly ahead of Bonnelly. Oh, ahead of Levrenchuk. 4th place for Lenka Kulavana at this stage. Well, that is good news. Just behind Guzmaroli, that's good judging. 8th place from the Austrian. 9th from the Slovenian. They're delighted, aren't they? And well deserved. Great skating. It is deserved, because she's hung on, you know, through the last couple of years where she's been 11th, 16th, 13th. She's hung on and come here, really fought hard, skated like she knew she was capable of. Great to see her up there again. Well done, both of you.
5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 8, 5, 5, 5, 0. Thank
Isn't
you.
that a wonderful picture?
Sur la glace,
On the ice.
Yena Arrowsmith, Grande-Bretagne.
So now,
Fred Butey.
a big moment for Great Britain. It's not been a vintage championships for us, but let's see what this young lady can do. The twice British champion, 16-year-old Jenna Arrowsmith.
Good double axel to start. It's a great shame. Triple Salchow. Disaster going for the triple jump. The toe loop, but just not feeling it right to do the takeoff.
Short on that layback spin as well. That really was a disappointing performance from Jenna Arrowsmith. Going for a comparatively easy combination. Then that hesitation into the triple toe. You could see that after the first inside three, she should have done the jump, but stuck another turn in. And there, a coach, Leslie Norfolk-Pierce. And I have to say, I thought the program had no choreography in it at all. The first tune was crying out for interpretation.
Well, I just find, Chris, that overall, you know, there didn't seem to be the attack, the going for it, the determination in the program, and you've just got to have it. Going out there in the European Championship, you have to fight. And so this was a combination, and if it didn't work, that's fine, but on the triple jump, on the toe loop, they're not taking off, you know, they're missing the taking off. That's really a shame.
Yeah, because she's telling us really that she'd already made her mind up, hasn't she? Well, to hold back that early.
Yeah, I mean, this was the highlight.
It was a corker. Beautiful double axel.
Was great.
Yep, no problems at all. Triple Salchow, just seeing it again in the slow motion, you felt that perhaps she could have hung on. Wow. She was 28th in these championships.
The determination and the guts to go for it.
The self-belief, isn't it? They're 22nd place. Oh dear. So if two skaters, or three skaters beat her, she will not be in the freeskating. And I think that's very likely. Threes are not what she's come here to get. Bitter disappointment for British team, really. We haven't got one. Oh no, the pairs were inside the top 10. But group. This was a bit of a surprise. The Austrian national champion, 21st in these championships 2 years ago. This is Yulia Lautova. Yulia was actually born in Russia and has Austrian nationality.
Going for the triple lutz on the combination. Not quite enough height to get the rotation.
Just drop that right hip on the spot.
triple loop. Not a great deal of speed, but a great freedom about her skating. There's a double axel. No fear at 15.
Super stuff. Well, I think that was a great description, Nikki. A lot of freedom about her skating. She really let go. She wasn't worried, came out here, nothing to lose, 15 years of age, fresh, new, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And some excellent presentation, good skating in it. The combination didn't work, but the other elements were good and strong. And it really does show when you go out there and you're under pressure. You telegraph it out to everybody, no matter how far back they're sitting in the rows of seats. And she just didn't have that. I think she's got really great potential if she can, you know, get down on the Lutz and really get that nailed. She doesn't look that happy, but it's nice to watch her on the ice.
Well, she's obviously bitterly disappointed about the combination. Here's that Lutz. Watch the right hip go down as she does the spot there. And all the way through, that lean getting worse. Into the circle she goes.
Little bruise on the hip this evening.
Well, skaters have got plenty of those.
And it's the personality that shines through. Great pictures. And you can do that. That's the moment. There's the loop. But the moment when you, in between the jumps, you can relax. And if you can show that and portray that to the judges, really adds to the performance. You need to concentrate right now. Here's the double axel. Important moment. But with in between that, you know, let it relax a little bit. And she fitted to the music too, the outfits. It's good fun.
Well, she's shown already that she's a real competitor because in the qualification round she finished ahead of Laetitia Hubert, ahead of Saria Bonnelly and Anna Rechneau. So she performed well there. She got an average of 5 zeros in the qualification rounds. She won't get that today, but marvellous, marvellous spirit. Well, she came to Austria to get Austrian citizenship and was homesick, so she now lives back in Moscow, but able to represent Austria in these championships. She's almost more nervous now, I think, than before she skated. Certainly very anxious indeed. She's going through that Lutz in her mind, I'm sure. If only she could get out there and do it again. She landed the Lutz in the qualification. It's been consistent. But you only get the one chance. What a tough sport, eh? One mistake and you're down and out.
And it's different, isn't it? Different mentality almost for the short programmers against the long. You really have to be right on that knife edge and be absolutely set for the short. Keep your concentration. Whereas in the long, a little bit more leeway perhaps. Time to get your breath at the start of the routine. You know, enough space within the overall 4 minutes to really enjoy yourself and express yourself. But the short, much tighter.
It's do or die, isn't it? Because if you do make a mistake, in the long you can put it in again, in the short, that's it. You've got to sit back and take those deductions, and that's exactly what Yulia is doing now. 12th place.
But she's obviously a competitor because she's taking this on board and thinking, I don't want to be there. You can see it, you know.
Well, there's still 6 skaters to go. I don't think they're all going to finish above her by any means. And of course, this does mean that Jenna Arrowsmith goes down one more place. Munich, a real live wire, looked super in the warm-up session. This is Veronika Dietre. Bronze medalist in the German National Championships and 5th in a qualification round.
She got 1 out of 3 on the warm-up. The triple flip with a hand down, little turn, and then the double toe loop.
She's going like a steam train into that.
Strong triple toe loop. And lots of speed in the spin. Double axel seemed to almost delay the takeoff.
Well, a very fiery performance indeed. Slight error on the combination, but apart from that, a good program. Skated with a lot of confidence, just 16 years of age. Bronze medalist in the national championships. Behind Eva Maria Fitzer, who goes next. That was Veronika Dietre.
Yeah, I think she'll be really pleased with that. Very good presentation, and the spins as well as the jumps. Good position, and a lot of speed on those, so.
She really did attack the program. Here's that combination at the beginning, the triple flip. You can see the lean there, didn't quite get the weight over the toe. Just a touchdown with the hand, has to put a turn between the 2 jumps. So you're looking at 0.2 off there, really, for that mistake. Not the end of the world. Everything else was good.
Lots of life in it, and the presentation and the focus towards the judges was excellent. She doing the spiral step sequence at the beginning too, getting the feel of the ice rather than rushing into, you know, most of the skaters would go straight into the combination when they're fresh. Just a different way of doing it, but it seemed to work for her.
I think it's a good idea, particularly if you end up in her situation towards the end of the group, when you've been backstage, you haven't been able to get a feel of the ice for almost half an hour.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Just gives you a little bit of time to get the adrenaline out of the muscles, just relax that little bit.
Just saw a glimpse there of the double axel. Spins were good. Well, I thought that was a great performance. Where are they going to put her? I think that could well end up ahead of Bonnelly. Saria Bonnelly in 6th place at the moment. What do you think, Nikki?
Well, I thought it was better than Bonnelly.
Yes, I did as well. Bonnelly, remember, made 2 big errors towards the end of the program. Mandy Wurtzel sat with her. Look at that, it's right down she goes. 6th place from the French judge. Well, that's where we would have had her. But everybody else has her out of the top 10.
Apart from, ironically, the French judge.
Oh, an interesting situation there, as there's one more skater to go. The German national champion, no Tanya Shevchenko here this year. She's recovering from a virus infection. This is Eva Marie Fitzer, the 14-year-old from Munich.
Triple Lutz, double toe loop. No mistaking. She's quick off the blocks and straight into that. Taking her time to set up before the loop.
Super step sequence. She's recovered well after that fall on the loop. Here's the double axel. Well, what a pity. So much to admire there, but that fall on the triple loop will be very, very expensive indeed. Well, the German contingent here still smiling, but they would have been looking for a little bit more than that from their national champion. She won the Nebelhorn Trophy in Oberstdorf last summer. But the competition here is so tough that a fall like that on the triple loop, well, I'm afraid put her straight away out of contention.
And that complete contrast at the start of that routine. It was, you know, out of the starting blocks and we're off. And I'm going to do my triple first, and loads of speed into that.
There's the double axel. You can see a bit of a lean on it, but always better to be leaning slightly into the circle than out of it.
And on the first spin, there's the combination.
Triple. She didn't quite get the weight over the skate actually on the takeoff. That caused the lean at the end, but she knows she's got it nailed already, doesn't she? A smile as she fights her way through that triple and a real beam at the end of the toe loop.
And there's the layback spin. Lots of energy in the program. I mean, I thought there could have been, it's a great position again, but it could have been just that little bit of finesse. Here's the loop. It would have been a deduction for that gap after the steps before the takeoff, but
not as much of a deduction as the end result, and she can hardly believe it. Karen Gayser looking on, well, she's smiling now. She got over the disappointment of that mistake.
It's probably a good job we don't have a cardiograph showing the coach's pulse rates as things go on.
I think you'd have to have a doctor, and it's 12th place, so that means the two German skaters are locked together. Eva Marie just with a nose ahead of her teammate Veronika Dietre, so they'll be fighting to get into the top 10.
5-0, 5-2, 4-9, 5-3, 5-4.
Penny, for your thoughts, we could ask her.
Thank you.
Well, she'd have settled for the 6th place that was there, Brian. So that's the final results of the ladies' short program. Slutskaya leads. Kristina Zarko from Hungary in 2nd place. That's a great result for her. Vanessa Guzmaroli for France in 3rd, and Lenka Kulavana for the Czech Republic in 4th place. That's the situation a bit further down. Markova and Butrskaya together there, just inside the top 10. And there, further down, Vorobieva in 17th place. Disappointing result for her. And the situation down to 24th place. There, all the skaters that will make it through to the free skating section of the competition. And there, the skaters that will not be appearing. Jenna Arrowsmith. Does Russia stand